What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Blank Frank, back at it again on the video, and today we're going to be talking about Uber driver is forced to help a robbery. Alright, so yeah, this Uber driver, you know, he was an Uber driver and he also did like YouTube at the same time. So, like, what he would do, he would do his normal runs and stuff to, pick up people, bring them where they need to go and stuff like that. But as he does that, he would place a camera in in a car in his Uber car, and just like record, because you never know what could happen. So he just did it. He just did it like almost every single time. One time, I wouldn't say he got lucky because it ended up kind of backfiring on him, making him almost getting killed or something like that. But there's one time, yeah, let's just say one time he got lucky and actually got like actually got robbers in the video. They actually got criminals in the video. So this guy, one of the robbers there, it was two of them. One of the robbers was Andy, supposedly. It was Andy, and that was supposed to be the guy he's supposed to bring to his destination, something like that. So Andy comes over there, asking, can he put like a bag in his car? And a Uber driver said yes, you can. So then the man behind him, which is his partner, said, "No, we don't have no time. What are you doing? We don't have no time." He was like, "Just put the fucking bag in there and so just go." And then after that, like, Andy didn't say anything at all the whole rest of the ride until like part to like the big part of what I'm gonna say later in the video. So the Andy's partner is not supposedly, but he's like a main person in this in the video though. Like he did like all this shit and stuff like that. And he was more aggressive and stuff. So yeah, he ended up Uber driver didn't know that there was robbers at first. He thought they were just joking around and stuff because he had actually recorded and caught someone actually just faking a rob, not faking, yeah, acting like fake criminals and stuff like that, acting like a criminal but they weren't a criminal and stuff like that. And he also caught people just getting like it was just riding just to ride in the Uber car in the car. There was some people that just they made up, not made up, but just put a destination for them to bring them to, and didn't act. That wasn't the actual destination. They just wanted to ride an Uber car, stuff like that. He had got people like that before, so he didn't know what they. He thought that those two people, Andy and his partner, was acting like them or were supposed to be them, stuff like that, because he's seen it before. They weren't. So not once Andy, but once the Uber driver confronted them, not yeah, confronted them, thought it was like a joke, told them like this is some type of joke or something. Andy's partner ends up putting the Uber driver uh is in a headlock. Like he would, and Andy's partner was behind the seat of the Uber driver, and he leaned over and just did a whole headlock on the Uber driver. And after that, Uber driver just his whole face changed from just like kind of like little smiling and stuff like that to just like, oh shit, these are real deal criminals in my car. So after that, he just ended up not saying anything really, and just ended up just driving them to wherever their destination was, which was like some other place. I don't know the place stuff, but so he ended up just driving to the destination. As he's driving, Andy's partner is phone calling this man named Toby and stuff to meet him at the spot they were going or stuff like that, and whatever they got and stuff like that. Just basically just calling up to meet. So that's going on. Almost when they're like video's almost bugged in on it, but still, yeah. So as they're getting closer to the end of the ride, which the Uber driver made at the end of the ride, the whatchamacallit, Andy ends up he ends up looking around in the car and stuff. He ends up finding out that the camera there that the Uber driver has set up is actually on and they're actually being recorded. So he ends up telling his partner that they're being recorded and that the camera's on. So so his partner ends up ending the phone call with the guy he's talking to, and he's like getting pissed off like, why are you fucking recording? Is this thing on? First he said, is this thing on? Is the camera on? And obviously the Uber driver was like, no, it's not on. It says the battery's dead. But then Andy was like, no, it's on. He could tell it's on, the light blinking and stuff. So after they find out that it's on, Andy's partner ends up putting him in a headlock again. It was like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are you recording this and stuff like that? And then and the man he put him in a headlock again, and Uber driver was like, no, bro, I'm driving. You literally gonna make us crash just doing a headlock. So after he got him in a headlock, and he ends up grabbing the camera. So now the camera's offline. Luckily, the Uber driver didn't want to end it there. He didn't want to end the footage there. So he ends up, and he wanted to get more footage of the criminals. So he ends up putting his phone there in this like little like mounted spot where he could place his phone at. So he didn't want to make it seem like he was actually looking at his phone. So he ended up flipping it the other side where the camera side on the back side, and while it's flipped on the back side, the camera's on. It's basically so he ended up switching from the camera to his phone's camera to record what's going on now. So now after he's done with that, a couple minutes later, Uber driver has had made a tough and risky decision that could literally went bad in so many different ways. But luckily, he was successful with his plan. So he knew his instincts were telling him that there was a police department, a police station nearby, but he didn't know exactly where. He kept driving and driving, so he got in sight of it, and so he made a turn to where close to where the police station was at, and Andy and his partner were freaking out. And was like, why are you turning to the street? It's not the street you're supposed to turn on because they're looking at the GPS in the Uber car, the car. He was like, no, I know the way. It's kind of like a shortcut or something like that. And then they're like telling him, no, stop, what are you doing? Why are you going this way? And as they're getting even closer and closer to the police department, police station, then the Uber driver ends up driving towards the police station, and again, Andy's partner puts him in a headlock. And alright, so yeah, he ends up putting him in a headlock again. So I think they end up crashing, or they end up stopping to the point where they almost crashed, like, in the parkway, where in the parking lot of the police station. So his whole plan, Uber driver's whole plan was to drive them all the way drive them towards the police station because he was literally feared for his life. Hold up. So yeah, as they stop, man, everyone's freaking out. The man still got got the Uber driver in the headlock. So the Uber driver is struggling to break out of the headlock. He's yelling to to Andy's partner to let go and stuff. And then as they kind of crash, the Andy's partner's like, dude, are you crazy? And he says like, are you fucking mental? But with the same thing as, are you crazy? But this weirder way. Luckily, the police officers were there, and they end up spotting him and spotting that that Annie's partner was had Uber driver in the headlock, and he ends up yelling, "Get him off! Get off! Get off him! Hands up!" and stuff like that with the guns out, stuff like that. So all that went down. Uber driver ended up having to do a lot of investigating and not investigating, like a lot of talking with the police officers to be able to get those robbers and criminals into jail and stuff like that. So that's basically the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You meet to 7 subscribers by the end of January, and peace.